Power of the Primes was a 2018 toy line that was just kind of a rehash of Combiner Wars. Like all the Deluxes and Voyagers could combine into big flimsy robots. Power of the Primes did try something daring, however. They decided to try their hand at a Dinobot Combiner, which hadn't been attempted since, the incident. And on top of that, this was the first time that Dinobots had mainline G1 figures since G1. There were the Age of Extinction ones, but those don't count. Do these combining carnivores hold up? That doesn't make sense. They're not even all carnivores. Whatever. Do they hold up?
I think I've got tuberculosis. Remember Arthur Morgan, tuberculosis? I'm dying tuberculosis. I'm Arthur Morgan.
First up, we have Deluxe Slug. Now, these Dinobots are based more off of their G1 toys than cartoon character models. Hence Slug's black head here. But if they were truly dedicated to toy accuracy, they would have given him his original name. Come on, Hasbro, have some balls. Name your kid's toy after a slur. I actually think Slug looks pretty okay. For a deluxe compressed size rendition of this character, he still retains a lot of detail. He is missing his little dino wings, but I don't really care because deluxe and combiner limb. I really like the colors here. The red and silver both really pop, and he's even got some decals on his legs. His articulation is basic with the exception that he doesn't have ankle pivots, but that's fine. Most deluxes pre-Siege didn't have it. It was pretty rare for them to have ankle pivots. I can't really think of any off the top of my head that did. Articulation's pretty good. Head can be a little hard to move, but he's solid. Scale-wise, he's pretty average for a deluxe. Here he is next to Power of the Primes Legends Road Trap, Deluxe Blot, Hunger, Leader Optimus Prime, and this copy of Warhammer 40k Space Marine 2 I got for Christmas. This game's really sick. Slug comes with a blaster and a big hand. Getting flashbacks to Blitzwing here. Although, unlike those oversized hands, this one actually has a purpose. It can be attached here to form a Prime armor. Yeah, okay. We'll get to its real purpose later. This little bit of see-through plastic can also detach to make room for any Headmaster adjacent plastic piece. Robot mode? Not bad for a deluxe. So how's the Dino mode? Here we have the Triceratops mode. It's okay. The transformation is simple and fine, but the Dino mode itself looks a little bit awkward to me. Look at the arms. And when you open the mouth, it looks like his jaw is just unhinging. Creepy. He also has a few ports here for his gun and hand. Slug here is actually a super secret triple changer because he has a limb mode because he's a combiner. All these deluxes can turn into both an arm and a leg, but if you're gonna combine him with his buddy, maybe use this guy as the leg, because the arm mode doesn't really hold up well together. It's kind of loose, it untabs. I prefer the leg mode. It's a leg. What the hell am I supposed to say about it? I've got a leg. Slug is pretty decent for a deluxe. A very simple and basic rendition of the figure, but there is little reason to pick him up now that 86 exists, honestly, but he's fine. Swooping in next, we got Deluxe Swoop. I actually really dig this rendition of Swoop. He's really slick and clean and he just looks like Swoop. Okay, that's nothing. It's interesting though they went with the blue chest as opposed to the red, because the red one's toy accurate and all these other ones are based off their toys and not the cartoon, but they went with the blue here. Whatever, I like the blue more anyway, and if you wanted the red one, there was a selects version of it. Legs are kind of hollow and ugly, but again, this was a deluxe from 2018, so not a big deal. These things were $20 at the time. Wow, this has gotten really expensive, this hobby. Articulation, basic. No ankles, whatever. If you want to use the waist, you gotta untab his questionably placed dino mouth beak thing. Super solid. Here he is next to Legends Road Trap, Deluxe Blot, Voyager Hunger, Leader Optimus, Warhammer. Why are Warhammer figurines like so much money? For accessories, Swoop has a sword and a hand that can form Prime armor. Ooh la la. I got nothing but nice words for this dino mode. The pterodactyl mode though, bleh. Here we have the pterodactyl mode. I don't like it. The transformation itself is fine, but this dino's got issues. The head doesn't actually tab into anything here and just sits there really loosely, and the mouth is also super loose. There is a port here for the sword to tap in under the mouth, and that kind of holds it together, but that looks stupid. There are also dedicated ports here for the hand to tab on here, because that's just what we needed, a big tomb around his back. That fixes the dino mode, right? The wings can also flap, and the little tiny bird legs have hinges at the feet and leg. And of course, Swoop can also form 2 disembodied limbs. That's why you buy Swoop, right? Because you want the limb mode. Here it is, the limb mode. I would not recommend Swoop's arm mode, though, for combining. The connection on the legs here is really loose and doesn't want to stay tabbed together. The leg mode is a much better option, just a lot more solid. So Swoop is fine. I actually really like the robot mode, but the pterodactyl mode, it's not doing it for me. Don't like it. Next figure. Deluxe Sludge is a pretty heavy retool of Slug and is not my favorite. While not the worst of the power of the Primes Dinobots, we'll get to you soon. This guy's aesthetics just are not great. His torso, really long, doesn't look proportionate. His head sculpt, I don't like it. Look at his eyes. Why is he giving me the 1,000-yard stare? What's your deal? What's wrong with you? But the biggest issue here is the paint. It's really chippy here, like the top of his head sculpt, the paint is just chipped off from the transformation, around his mouth and bottom of his head chipped, and on the chest, chipping. Not good. None of the other ones have this issue. They should make a transformer of the human-pig hybrid. I'd buy that. So yeah, be careful with the paint, but other than that, Sludge looks fine. He's fine. I do think the other 2 deluxes we've looked at so far look much better, though. It's a little funny that this deluxe Dinobot from 2018 stores his head the exact same way as the Leader 86 figure does. And it's a lot more secure here, too. That's not funny, that's just sad. Articulation, basic, no ankles, whatever. Nice and solid. Scale, Legends Road Trap, Deluxe Blot, Voyager Hunger, Leader Optimus, Warhammer. Maybe I should buy some Warhammer figurines, but I just don't know what army I would play. Like, I feel like the Space Marines, but I feel like they're also the most basic, so I don't really want to play those. Accessories, he's got a blaster and a hand. Blaster is the same one that came with Slug. Hand can become prime armor, whatever. Transform now. Here we have the Brontosaurus mode. It's fine. Still got Slug's weird front legs, and it is of course very teeny weeny, but it's fine. Mouth can open and neck can swivel. Limb mode, no issues here with the arm or the leg, just choose whichever one you like more. Sludge is okay. Aesthetically, he's a bit weird, but he feels fine. Better than 86 anyway. Deluxe Snarl is my least favorite out of this lot. I mean, just look at him. Something's off about him. I mean, just look at him. Maybe it's the weirdly small head or the gross little chicken legs. He just looks awkward and kind of skeevy. I don't trust him. Basic articulation, no ankles, who would have guessed? To fully move his shoulders, you do need to move his big old antlers back. He is fairly solid. He's looser than the rest of the guys in this line, though. Here he is next to Legends Road Trap, Deluxe Blot, Voyager Hunger, Leader Optimus, Warhammer. Actually, you know, the Necrons look kind of neat. I like them. Snarl comes with a hand/prime armor, what a joke, and a clear, unpainted soda. Okay. So the robot mode, not my cup of tea. How's the dino mode? Here is the Stegosaurus mode. Well, it's better than the robot mode, I guess. Like, it looks passable. The head is weird, though, and the mouth doesn't open. Bummer. There's also some ports here for the sword and hand. Great. Limb mode. Again, leg and arm, both fine on this guy, so pick your poison. I don't like Snarl. I think he's the worst of this lot. Hopefully the next figure can cleanse my mouth of this icky dino juice taste. That's a weird thing to say. And the last figure of this lot is Voyager Grimlock. Now, the first thing you might notice about this guy is that he looks like that one picture of Captain America. Like, he's been hitting chest day. What's this guy benching? His proportions are weird. His legs are really skinny. His chest is massive. And his little dino wings are just pathetically small. I don't hate these proportions, but they're not my favorite either. And besides, the big boy's got bigger issues. The chest does not hold together very well. Same with the waist, loose connection. And this came from the era of toys where Voyagers and Leaders had stickers on them, and this was the worst. My copy's visor paint is also not applied very well. Someone did not do a good job on this. You may have noticed that Grimmy's visor is also red instead of blue. That's for toy accuracy, and I actually really like the red visor. It looks very intimidating. It's kind of scaring me. Go away. Articulation, basic with no ankles. Again, pretty standard for Voyagers at the time. His shoulders are also on ratchets. That was kind of nice. Here he is next to Legends Road Trap, Deluxe Blood, Voyager Hunger, Leader Optimus Prime, Warhammer. I am kind of vibing with the Chaos Marines. Accessory-wise, he's got 2 big old honking feet that can attach to his wrist as gauntlet type deal. He's got brass knuckles gonna beat your head in. He also has the Dinobot Enigma. This is just asking to get swallowed by some 3-year-old. He is solid, other than the waist. That stinks. That really stinks. So the robot mode, kinda mid. But how's the T-Rex? Here we have the T-Rex mode. It's not great. Proportions here, really weird. Legs are really short and torso is really, really long, gross. Mouth can open, arms can move. The feet can also attach here and the Enigma can attach in his mouth, yum. Honestly, Voyager Grimlock, kind of a mid-figure. The T-Rex is really not it and the bot mode's just okay. But there are just better alternatives for Grimlock. Even at the time, there were better alternatives. Yeah, so that's it. The power of the Primes Dinobots, they're like okay and... Oh wait. Forgetting something, aren't I? Grimlock's 3rd mode. Here we have the torso mode. The final piece of the puzzle. Now the Dinobots can combine into... Volcanicus! Without a shadow of a doubt, this is the worst combining Transformer I have ever had the unfortunate experience of putting my mitts on. Aesthetically, this guy is messy. The actual design of Volcanicus is pretty cool. I like it. This is not a good rendition of it. He looks very skimpy, like the chest is just so small. You can put the extra 2 dino hands here to bulk up his lats, make him hit some pull-ups or lat pull-downs or something. But if you do that, you gotta take the hands off the back of his feet, which means he's gonna lose a bunch of stability. And this guy needs all the stability he can get. This guy's articulation is basic, but he's so flimsy that trying to articulate him is my own personal hell. What have I done to deserve this? These tabs are also not strong enough to hold the shoulders up and are just constantly untabbing. The head sculpt's pretty cool though. That means he's good, right? That means he's a good combiner, right? No. I hate him. Ugly design, loose and flimsy. Gross. Look at this. Loose. There's a ladybug back here. If this has been on the camera the whole time, I'm gonna lose my marbles. He is kind of big though. Legends Road Trap, Deluxe Blot, Voyager Hunger, Leader Prime, Warhammer. I can't afford those figurines because I spend my money on this stuff. Enough of you. That was actually kind of harsh. I really hope that didn't break them. So yeah, Power of the Primes Dinobots are fine. For being deluxes in a Voyager, they're pretty decent. There is little reason to pick these guys up nowadays though with 86 being out. And if you want Volcanicus, just pick up that Legacy Core version. It can't be any worse than this, right? Could it? See you later.